Good afternoon. Today is Friday. Today is Friday, Joan. I know it. I know today is Friday. Today, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Today is Friday, July 31st, and we have two anniversaries today. The first one is for Barbara and Mike Pask. It is their 38th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Well, hope you have a great day. And also is Gail Mason's anniversary too, but once again, no significant other. I don't know who else to sing to, but it's 49 years, the same as Jim and I, so she must be doing something right. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Well, happy anniversary to you too. No birthdays. The end of the month already. Does that seem possible? It just doesn't seem possible that it's already the end of the month. I was going to do it outside, but it's quite breezy, which is nice. But, there's a lot of dogs barking. I had someone yesterday ask me if I had a dog. No. Behind me has two dogs. Next to me has two dogs. Two dogs. Two dogs. Two dogs. No, one dog. One big dog on that side. Lots of dogs. No dogs here. So, I don't know what you were hearing. You were hearing probably the other dogs. The guy behind me finally had enough and has started drinking coffee at about 10 o'clock last night. So we had a peaceful night. I was glad of that because I don't know if his son ever came home. Got an itch. But anyway, my sister Denise had made some delicious cupcakes. I guess they've been on Weight Watchers before, but I think I've seen them before, but I really didn't pay that much attention to them. But it's you use a box of angel food cake with a can of crushed pineapple, and packed in its own juices, and you mix it all together. And you bake it in the oven like a cupcake, and then you frost it with, she put some more pineapple juice, or the crushed pineapples, and whipped it up with Cool Whip, and that was the frosting. They were delicious. So when I did the, sorry about my big leg. When I did the recipe, when she told me, she said, well, I think they're, I forget who she said she got it from. She found them somewhere on Instagram. And she said that they were, she couldn't remember if they were 3 or 4 points. And Jim absolutely loved them. And I loved them too. They were very good. And so I put it in my tracker, and it came out to me to be 1 point. And I'm thinking, 1 point? These are just too darn good for 1 point. But, you know, I thought, well, I put it in the recipe builder. I know I did something. I probably did something wrong. So I called my buddy, Joan, over at Joan's Pointed Plate, because I know that she knows recipes. And so I told her, I called her last night. It probably was, I don't know, probably about 7 or 8 o'clock. And I says, geez, I'm really sorry to bother you so late on a Friday night, but, you know, I was just questioning about this recipe that my sister gave me. And so she was walking all through the thing telling me, well, what I was doing wrong was the angel food cake, I was doing it as 1 serving, whereas the box serves 12. Makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. Because here I'm thinking I'm eating a 1 point cupcake, and it was a 4 point cupcake. So instead of thinking I ate 2 points, I ate 8 points. Although I told you I'm really relaxing this week. I'm not really paying that much attention to, I'm paying attention, but, you know, I'm just, as we say in my family, chillaxing. I'm just chillaxing. I'm chilling out. I'm relaxing. I'm just taking the week as it comes. And so anyway, I talked with Joan for a little bit, and I was commiserating with her because I know how bad she feels that she can't do her running because she's a runner. And when she got all done, she says, well, you know, I hate to burst your bubble, Sandy, but today is Thursday. I went, Thursday? All day long. I was thinking it was Friday. And I was so upset because, not upset, but I was just kind of wondering, because my son Danny comes over every Friday with the boys to visit. And actually he comes to visit, but no more, we don't have any more of the curbside visits. And so he comes every Friday to visit, and I'm thinking, why isn't Danny coming tonight? And then my son Jimmy, who usually comes on Thursdays, was over, and I'm thinking, did Jimmy not come yesterday? I thought, oh, I'm losing it. I'm just losing it. And so then when Joanne pointed it out, I told her, I says, well, no wonder. Here I'm thinking, why didn't Danny come over? It's because it's not Friday, you silly goose. So, but anyway, that's me. So a lot of you wanted to know about Jim's car, or his truck. He absolutely loves it. He's finding out all these little new gadgets and gadgets that he has that he didn't have with his other truck. So here's a small video and a couple pictures of his truck.
They got the bed liner on the tailgate, but not inside the truck.
Probably why it's cheaper.
Jim is in seventh heaven. Jim is just like beside himself. He's so excited about this truck. And when we were, which he feels bad because the way Jim, see, for the longest time I never drove. I didn't really care, so we never had to have a second car. And then finally, like in 1987, I came out of my shell because I told you I was afraid to leave the house or do anything. And I overcame it with just deep prayer. Really deep prayer helped me overcome it. And so I just started driving it. So then I thought, I gotta get a car. I gotta get a car. So I got a car, and so I love driving. So since then, we've always alternated, and I always got the new car, and Jim always took the beater car because, you know, he was just driving on construction sites, and so he never really cared about, you know, like driving a really good car until he retired, and then all of a sudden, which I don't blame him, he wanted to. So anyway, we go back and forth about who's going to get a new car. I was next to get a new car. Now, mind you, my car is 10 years old. It has 52,000 miles on it. And from 2010 to 2012, I was working, and I was probably putting on it maybe 75 miles a day, getting back and forth to work. So the brunt of my miles was in those 2 years, because I would think in the last 8 years, I probably have only put on maybe 10,000, if that. I think the rest of it was all when I was working. But, so I really don't need a new car. We just put new tires on the car last year. I got a battery, I think the year before. And, you know, I do the regular maintenance on it and stuff like that. But I was a little disappointed because like I said, I'm not a big car driver, but I wanted a new car. So when we were at the dealership and, you know, looking for the car, and the truck rather, I always say car, but I mean truck. When we were looking at it, the guy said, you know, like was saying stuff, and he says, well, I don't know, you know, we told him how much we wanted to put down, and he said, well, just in case you want to keep the money aside for your first payment, or first couple payments, that, you know, why don't you just put $500 less down, because it's only going to make a difference of $3 on your payment, or with $3 or $5, something like $3 or $5 on your payment, and we got 0% interest, so it's not like we're going to lose it in interest by paying a little extra $3 or $5 a month. And so Jim says, well, that sounds like a good idea. So as we're driving home after we picked up the truck, my car started making funny noises, and so we brought it into the mechanical man. And yeah, I need brakes, $500. So the $500 we didn't put down on the truck, we're putting into my car. But Jim felt bad about and I've told you before, Jim and I, we've been together since 1967. We got married in 1971, and it was right the rule from the day one, because I was working when we got married, and Jim wasn't, and because he had just got out of the service, that we were going to have our money, which was going to pay for bills and entertainment and things like that, and then he could have his money that he can, whenever he wants to spend it, he doesn't have to say, I'm buying this, can I get your permission to buy this, or do you mind if I buy this? It's your money. And I had my money. And I worked up until just like 2 weeks before Jimmy was born. And then during the time when my kids were little, I took sporadic jobs. When Jim was laid off, I would work because he would be home to take care of the kids, so we didn't have to worry about daycare. And then in 1987, I got a full-time job. So I have my money. He has his money. We have our money. People don't understand that, but that's what we do. Jim has his vacation, I have my vacation, we have our vacation. It's working, 49 years being married, it's working. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. So, anyway, so he was feeling a little bad about my, not getting the new car and him getting the new truck. So he said, when we get your car back, I don't know if I told you about I told you about the accident I had with my fender. I'll tell you that one. That'll be the story of the day. But, I have a bent up fender, crashed fender on the driver's side since 2012. And, so he says, well, I'm going to get your bumper fixed because it's less than $500 to fix and we have a $500 deductible. So he says, I'm going to fix your bumper and then I'm going to get your car detailed inside and out. So when we get all done, it's going to look like a brand new car. So now I'm going to have new brakes, a new battery, new tires. It's going to be detailed and I'm going to have the fender fixed. So, and like I said, I probably only drive. I fill my tank up on the first of the month and I don't fill it up again until the next first of the month. That gives you a clue how much driving I actually do. And I don't really necessarily always have to fill it up. I mean, I fill it up, but I mean, it's not like I'm empty or anywhere near that. But I've shared the story before, but I was coming home from work one time in the winter and I was coming around my corner to come onto my subdivision just a tad little too fast. And I hit the brakes and I hit a patch of ice and I went into a slide and I tried to control the slide. And I did control the slide because the stop sign was here and then there's a gas pole here for the gas for the subdivision or something. It's like a gas thing, I don't know. It's for natural gas. I took out the sign. I couldn't even find the sign. I hit it so hard, the sign went flying. And, but my phone was dead. My phone was dead, my cell phone. So I drove home and I called the police and reported myself because the stop sign is like, I live a block from the school and I was afraid that people wouldn't stop for some reason and I was, with the kids coming home. So I reported myself and so the lady couldn't believe it. And she says, well, are you at the scene right now? And I went, no, I came home because my phone wasn't working, but I'm going to go back. And so she says, well, go back and we'll send a police officer. And so I said, okay. So I went back and I parked and I was waiting and I saw the police officer coming and I'm thinking, you're going too fast. You're going too fast. And he hit that same patch of ice that I hit. And I saw him coming into hitting me again, which I should have let him because then he would have hit the end that I hit. But, I didn't think quick enough. And I put the car in reverse and backed up. And then he went on the other side of the gas pole. So he didn't take out the stop sign. He didn't take out the gas pole. And so they come over to the car and he says, well, what did you hit? And I said, the stop sign. And he says, well, where is it? I go, I don't know. So we went looking for it and it had gone far. It had gone into the people's bushes, their shrubs and stuff like that. So he pulled it back and put it back to the thing. And then he come up to me and he said, I really should give you a ticket. And I go, yeah, I think so because, I wasn't in control. And he says, well, I can't very well give you a ticket when I hit that same patch of ice. And I did the exact same thing you did, and I probably would have hit the stop sign if you wouldn't have taken it out. He says, but I can't say for sure that you won't get charged by the city to replace the sign. And I said, no, I understand that. So he took all my information and that. But I never got a notice. So anyway, the sign went right back up. So now every time we go anywhere, no matter who in my family, if we come across a dented sign of any kind, my family always say, were you around here? Did you hit that sign? Sandy must have been around. Because that's just what I'm known for now. But anyway, I put my thumbnail as the beach because I came to the realization this morning, which was a sad thought, that this is the first year, and I'm going to be 70 in September, that I have not gone up to the cottage in Lexington. My mother would bring us, we would go every year when I was a little kid, and then once I got old enough in my family, I brought my kids, and I've always either rented a cottage or we stayed at my aunt's cottage. I've always done that. This is the very first year in almost 70 years that I've not gone, and it's kind of depressing for me, it really is. My mother's cottage that she grew up in is still there, and it's sad for me, but I've recognized that I'm sad today for that fact, and I'm not going to turn to food. So, if anything I've accomplished that on Weight Watchers is to recognize my triggers, recognize what makes me want to eat to comfort myself, and this would be one of those days. It really would. I'm really feeling really almost to the point, which is silly, which is really silly, but almost to the point of tears, realizing that I'm not going. And the reason I'm not going is because of this virus. I just don't trust staying at a cottage where other people have been. I don't want to get there, and even though they say they probably disinfected, spend the whole day disinfecting the cottage before I enjoy myself, and then not want to do the things I would have done when I went, because we always went out to eat. We always went to a pizza parlor. We always went out for ice cream. I couldn't tell you the last time I went out for ice cream. I mean, I don't need ice cream, but it would be nice to know that I could go and get ice cream. It's, or go get a pizza or something, but I'll get over it. I know. So my plans for the day is just to stay on track. It's Friday. I don't eat a lot, but I eat. And then I've learned my lesson. I have to remind myself every Friday. Remember Good Friday? Remember what happened? And then what else am I going to do? Oh, our BJ's is opening, grand opening today, so I can only imagine what the lines are. So my daughter doesn't have a membership, but she knows I have a membership, so she wants to go over there. I guess they had some Lysol products there, she was saying, but they'll be gone by the time we get there. And then I'm going to pick up my car, because it's supposed to be done this afternoon. And then today is Friday, so Danny and the boys are going to be coming over. Well, no, Sebastian's not going to be coming over because he went away to camp for the week. So it would probably just be Oliver. But Christy's coming over with Sophia, so I'll get them on video. And just relax. I'm just going to enjoy this week, and then decide tomorrow after my weigh-in how I'm going to address next week, because if I show that I had a loss or stayed the same, or like even a small loss with this new attitude, I think I'm going to try it out for a couple weeks. But starting Monday, I'm going to start showing you my food again, and because I think that'll help me. But okay, I've rattled on for too long now, so I'll just do a really quick thing with the kids when they get here, and then I'll do a quick sign off after that. So I'll talk to you guys when the kids get here. So I'll talk to you guys later.
It is warm.
Warm? Is Kylie coming back?
Subscribe after she eats. Subscribe to my channel too.
I got you in there.
After close.
Look how close my two kids are.
I'm still trying to get him to move, but the sun's not out of the way.
Needs to
yet.
be above that fence post.
Because it keeps
No, it
getting in
might
his
be all
eyes.
right
And
now.
he doesn't even have his mask on.
Yes, Christy's a concern.
I was tested. I'm negative.
Christy was texted. She's negative too.
Yeah, and the drum said slow the testing down, and they did. It took them 2 weeks to give me my test.
Hey, I'm gonna do a cannonball.
Okay, I'm watching.
I didn't know this was a political page.
I'm just letting him know.
Okay, that's about it for tonight. Danny and Christy have left. Jim went to get something from Wendy's. I think I'm just going to have a bowl of oatmeal and some peanut butter toast for my dinner. People behind me are having a graduation party with more than 10 people and without masks. I don't know. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Share it if you think somebody might like to see it, and always stay safe.